Today's adventure begins by looking at I-4 westbound, over there off on the horizon. The Mickey Power Pole. I have a reservation for Epcot Center. Food and wine just began a couple days ago as the recording of this Monday, July 18th, 2022. Gonna head in the park, maybe get a snack or two, and document my return to Epcot. It's also 90 degrees at 5:15 p.m. I had no desire to go out during the day, so I'm going a little later in the afternoon. Hopefully it cools down into the evening. And looking back the other way, look how far the traffic goes all the way down Interstate 4. Everything merging, it all just bottlenecks right here around this time. Now I'm not sure how much food I'll be consuming today. I've been trying to watch what I eat, but I might have a little nibble or two. Over here out the side is a rather large hidden Mickey from the sky, from satellite view. You can kind of see where the ears are. Made up of solar panels, right over there, on my way to Epcot. No way! Crossing of the monorails while I go underneath them! That never happens! I love this park so much. Always have, always will, even with the changes that are coming up. They're all good things. It was good then, it's good now, it's probably gonna get better as time goes on. I also like that you can just park and walk right in. You don't have to take a monorail or a tram or anything to get in the park. You just park and walk in. Close proximity. I have chosen to park on the very first row, the first spot, Create 48. Something I do when I show up a little later in the day like this. That way I really don't even have to take a picture. I mean, I'm documenting this in the video, but I don't have to take a photograph, so I remember exactly where I park. So all I have to do is just follow this little corridor, and I'm right here in the first spot, right behind me. I parked right behind where I'm standing. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here, wearing an appropriate t-shirt. Now I have opted out of bringing in a magic band. Actually, I forgot it, but I'm just telling myself I opted out of doing so, but I do have my annual pass card that I can show. Also on the app, you can show the QR code and get in as well. I also am living dangerously and not bringing an umbrella today. Usually I will have it for the sun, but because it's, you know, 6 o'clock is about rearing its head, the sun will be setting in about 2 hours. I think I should be fine, plus it's a little overcast. This usually means if you do not bring something to put over your head, an umbrella, it usually will start raining. I'll play the odds and see what happens. I check the weather and it's not gonna rain, so it says, but since I didn't bring it, it probably will. Also, this is not gonna be a food and wine video. I'm not gonna do a lot of tastings. This will just be me going in the park, no real rhyme or reason, going where the wind blows. Join me. Shall you? And also, something I rarely do is pen trading. And I have remembered to bring along my pens, doubles and ones I do not want. And I'm gonna trade up for ones that I really do want. So I'm gonna try to do that while I'm here as well. I didn't bring a lanyard or anything. I just keep them in this little plastic bag. And I'm also just standing here waiting because there is going to be a monorail approaching from that direction. And this is kind of this is the angle you want. Well, facing the other way once it comes by. And I was looking at the app, and wait times for certain attractions seem pretty mellow and light. So I will probably go on anything that has a short wait time. I still have not done a video on Genie Plus or Lightning Lane. I'm not gonna do that today either. I'm just gonna go on short wait times that I can walk up. And I was mentioning how you could just walk in from the parking lot. You really don't have an option here. There are no trams running yet. In fact, before 2020, around 2020 into 21, they were working on getting this new tram area set up, and they still have the little stanchions over there. But so far, no trams are back at Epcot. Going through the checkpoint, I am seeing through the trees, through the foliage, this beautiful sphere peeking up over there. Spaceship Earth in all its glory. Don't call it a golf ball. You know, it kind of resembles one. It's Spaceship Earth. There's no other attraction anywhere on Earth like this when the ride goes through the sphere itself. You can go up inside there. Oh, there goes one now. Right around the bottom of this magnificent sphere. And I think I'm gonna start off with a Smart Water, not Dasani, because Dasani's got salt in it, but go inside and pay for a little drink that'll make me a little brainier. Yeah, it kind of looks like all the little food and wine stands are not quite open yet. This is just the beginning week of it, so I think there's still some time ahead. And because it's so late in the day, there are no opportunities to get a virtual queue for the new Guardians attraction. We'll do that another time. Get here a little earlier in the morning and try to, right now it's not a standby, so no Guardians for me today, but I've heard it's really good. I'm looking forward to doing it when that day arrives. There are a lot of construction walls still up, which kind of leads me to believe on October 1st, which is the 40th anniversary of Epcot Center, where will they have everyone congregate for the announcement? Will it be in front of Spaceship Earth at the entryway in? That's really all I can think that they would do. Yeah, they got all the displays here, Food and Wine Festival 2022, but you'll notice over there in the distance, the merchandise stands aren't even open through this area. They still have the drapes and the curtains down. Now, I do believe this is a longer Food and Wine than ones in the past. I think it extends for a lot longer weeks-wise, so they haven't really got everything set up yet. I have a little bet going on with myself, whether or not these restrooms are behind the wall, when they get the Moana, like water experience and everything done over there where Communicore used to be and Club Cool used to be, now it's moved over a little farther. Will those restrooms in that building stay there? I have no idea, but I have a thought that's in my mind. I feel like they're gonna be torn down, but maybe they'll stay, because it does kind of ruin the sight line. Everything else is gone. You know, this wall will be gone, but will that building remain? Time will tell. Now, as far as not everything being open, it also might have to do with it being a Monday. It is a weekday, maybe opening weekend, you know, over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when all this kind of started, there was a possibility that all the booths were open. But I'm kind of leaning towards the fact, also PVC Fountain, that maybe it's just such a long event that they're waiting to kind of open everything in stages. And for whatever reason, these very retro, this kind of looks like 80s version, like, you know, total Epcot version of what the future will look like popcorn stands are not open. I don't think I've ever seen these closed. That's kind of weird. Oh, there's a little family of ducks here. And I believe I have found my first attraction of the day. 40 minutes for Soarin', gonna skip that, but 5 minutes for Living with the Land. Don't mind if I do. This is also called World Nature now. There's no more Future World, which it's gonna take some getting used to. This also gives me a chance to stay inside for a little bit longer. So I want to walk around World Showcase as the sun is not really going down, but I just kind of want to walk around World Showcase as the evening starts to kind of rear or nod its head. Look at this, there's no line over there. And the app did not lie. 5 minutes, standby entrance, 5 minutes. Oh, they've taken down the little protectors. No more carnival or fair style maze with the little protectors going through there. Okay, I have to also go check over the Three Caballeros, the Mexican pavilion, to see if they took them down there too. I'm gonna guess they've taken all of them down. I thought they would be there forever. Now, when they say 5 minutes, or when it's posted 5 minutes, what they really mean is about 8 seconds. That's about how long it took me to walk and get on this boat. I think there's maybe 4 of the people on the boat, about 4 rows up from me, so sitting nowhere near me. I kind of have a boat almost to myself. I think 8 seconds, if you can ride a bull 8 seconds, that's a good thing. I think it has something to do with rodeo. But it took me 8 seconds to get on this attraction. Also, the AC in here is kicking, and I am here for it. I am not complaining. It feels awesome. It's so humid right now in Florida. I like this getting to the park hack. Just get here a little bit later. Also very grateful to be an annual pass holder and also live 5 miles from the gates of the WDW parks. And there's always plenty of reservations now for all the Disney World parks. Never have any trouble getting into any of the 4. Oh, the hooves of the American buffalo. The hooves. I put this up at one of my all-time favorite attractions here at Epcot Center. It is classic. I go on it almost every time I'm here. Splatter Dock.
Many of these
got some catfish down here doing their thing. Looking for some food, some freshwater shrimp up here. And these little encasings, these tubes. And of course, cannot forget about Hidden Mickey. These are snake gourds. Oh look, NFTs. A lot of people are investing in. I think it's a different NFT though. Also, another Hidden Mickey. Just seeing all this is giving me a little bit of an appetite. Not gonna lie. Oh, here's the infamous cucumbers. When the lady jumped off this and got a cucumber, she jumped off this, grabbed a cucumber. Probably did not end well after that. They just frowned upon. Don't jump off the boat to go get a cucumber. I think it happened like 6 months ago. Just don't jump off the boat to get any produce. Just look from a distance. Keep your distance. Don't jump off the boat and try to snap on it. I don't think I've ever seen the biotech lab closed up and shielded up like this. Construction update. First time I've never been able to look in there and see what they're doing. And looks to be only a 5-minute wait for Nemo and friends as well. Gonna get in a clamshell and go under this, well, into the sea. I think under the sea is a different one. I was trying to throw a Little Mermaid tie in, but it just didn't work. It's a Little Mermaid, you go under the sea as well. But you know, you go under the sea with this too, but it's like, I think that's coined with the other attraction. And I should also add in, I prefer this clamshell dark ride style, where you kind of go in a little more comforting dark ride style than the horrendous claustrophobic subs that are at Disneyland. Love 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but I never, ever, hardly ever go on the Nemo overlay that's there. I just rather do this one. I prefer this one if it came down to it. Plus the queue line's a lot better here too. Now obviously I'm glad the 20,000 League subs still exist at some point at Walt's Original Magic Kingdom, but it's just something I just never go on. It just, in my opinion, it just doesn't work. The Nemo thing doesn't work there with that. Plus a lot more elbow room on this one. For me being a big guy, it's nice. And with all that room, it means I'm in for one shell of a good time. Get it, shell? Shell of a good time. It's almost like an underwater dune buggy. It's like a dune buggy underwater. But yeah, it's just always a lot of fun to just kind of cruise underwater. And this room here with this fist that's chasing them around kind of always frightens me quite a bit. And once you exit off the attraction into Sea Base Alpha, now it's a little later at the night, so the manatees are resting. But last time I was here, they had 2 manatees that were here that kind of stay over in this little section. Lou and Little Joe, which is kind of written over on the wall there. I have to return at some point and say hello again to Lou and Little Joe, but a little too late for them to be out. Over in this aquarium, I don't know if I've ever seen 3 dolphins before. I've always seen 1 or 2 dolphins, but there are 3 dolphins. There's 1 dolphin there, and then there's a pair over there that are swimming around as well. There's 3 dolphins is here as far as I can see. Oh, there goes one there. Hello, dolphin. Good to see you. And the other 2 are down there. So a total of 3 that I'm seeing. In the past, I thought there was only 1 or 2, but maybe I was mistaken. All right, I'm gonna wait patiently right here. I think this there it is, there's the dolphin. Hello, dolphin. Hello again. I have to wonder when the last time they really used that water lock chamber. They used it in the opening special, which John Ritter, Three's Company, opened up this. Did a lot of Disney stuff, the openings. And I think there was also a TV special in photos where Goofy, or maybe it was Mickey, was in there in a suit going inside a little lock chamber. Definitely has that early 80s nostalgia with the original buttons that are still over here. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. With the inscriptions, drain valve, fill pump, air valve, those things are so 80s, his buttons. And Figment has a short line as well, but since there's only less than 2 hours, it's 7:06 right now, the park closes at 9. Start making my way around World Showcase. Oh, there's a mommy and ducklings, little babies. That's so stinking cute. I think I'm gonna start by going over to Club Cool, get a little soda pop, and then start making my way around World Showcase. Also, why is Figment blue? Figment's not supposed to be blue. Definitely not going to do Beverly because I don't really like Beverly. I know the Sprite is pretty good. I think the Philippines was good, but I think what I remember the Country Club was like my new favorite one here. Let's try it there. Go with the Country Club. And I gotta say, I really like the new Club Cool spot. I like the old version too, but I really like the setup of the new Club Cool. Even though now people are starting to catch on and knowing it's over here, it's getting kind of full in there, but I do like this spot. There goes a monorail. Usually I will hardly ever show a monorail beam unless there's a monorail on it. Just one of my weird quirks. Of course, when the monorail wasn't running, I didn't have any choice. Now, I have heard good things about these fries. A fry here at the Fry Basket. You can get a fry flight, or you can get these adobo yuca fries. That looks pretty tasty. Maybe I'll get some fries. Maybe I'll get the fry flight. Okay, there's sea salt, malt vinegar, barbecue, and sweet potato casserole fries for $7.50. That's what I'm getting. And this is what we're dealing with. $7.50, which I don't think is too bad as far as food and wine or any festival at Epcot prices go. But yeah, this looks pretty tasty. I don't even need a fork. They have the forks over here and napkins. I'll grab some napkins, but I don't need any forks for the, and they did not have smart water. They only had Dasani at this booth, so I am getting in some salt water. Didn't want to, but you gotta have something to wash this down with. I'm trying not to drink soda. Trying to eat a lot better. This might be one of only 2 snacks I have throughout the course of the entire day. It's a little bit of a cheat day, but I'm still not gonna eat bad. I'm gonna walk a lot, so it's kind of an unwritten rule. Whenever the festival tables are filled up, you just use these as table. Trash cans at Epcot become festival tables. If you know, you know. All right, this was a little interesting. This almond one, some kind of like a little nutty flavoring down there. They have the almond nut itself kind of wedged down in there. I don't know if this is my favorite. I think this middle one with like the barbecue and whatever sauce that is. And then you got your just kind of standard with the, I guess like some kind of sea salt on there. But this one's probably my least favorite. But there's like a full on, I guess that's an almond if I read it correctly, if I remember reading it correctly. And it looks as if the Odyssey building is back open for something called Brew Wing. Do they have wings? They have chicken wings in here? Brew Wing at the Odyssey? Yes, maybe they could have wings. And they do in fact have wings. Now I'm not getting any wings, but I'm just looking at the menu. They have one that's like a peanut butter and sticky sauce wing. And I kind of miss what they had. They had the little preview center in here. Now it's all kind of back to normal, but there are a lot of tables in here, which is good. So if you don't need a trash can, of course that could also have to do with something that it's a Monday and it's not a weekend. Also, I'm just noticing there's a 50th topiary over there on the side of that little berm. And because it is still the 50th celebration, they still have these little sculptures of different characters, including Figment. He's kind of Epcot's Mickey Mouse. I just, for me anyway, you know, growing up in the 80s, coming here when I was young, Figment was kind of Epcot's Mickey, and I'm really glad he's still around. Ah, here goes. Here comes a monorail going by in front of the former World of Motion, which is now Test Track. World of Motion was kind of the old-timey attraction from back in the day. And of course, the Odyssey off in the distance. I don't know if I've ever showed the monorail from this little walkway that I'm on from this angle. I always like different angles to show the monorail. I love it. Really nothing better than walking around World Showcase in the evening hours. Look at all the crows up here on top of Mexico Pavilion. There is a plethora of crows. You know, I never remember an India booth being here in the past. That's pretty awesome. I wonder what kind of food they have at the India booth. Among other things, something called the potato and pea samosa. I think I might try the potato and pea samosa with coriander lime cream. I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling ambitious. And this is more of what we're dealing with. They give you 2, so you order with the price, which I think it was like $5, $6, $7, but you don't just get one, so you order just 1 serving, and then they give you the 2 of these. It looks pretty dang good right here. This is my second. I got the fries first, and then this option second with the cream on top of it. This is pretty dang good. It has little peas inside of it as well, little peas inside here. It also has a little spice to it, which I kind of like. It's not too hot, but it's got a little spice to it. But I would recommend this. I would get this again at some future date. And of course, they have other options over here in Japan. This looks pretty tempting. The spicy salmon Dunbury. I don't know if I should get that or not, or maybe get that another time when I come back. That looks really, really good. All right, I went ahead and got it. It has something also called shisho leaves in it and red pearl. Those are the red pearly looking things. This also has a little kick to it, but I kind of like it. Sushi rice also has a lemon in there as well. Love food festivals. And over here by Ratatouille, the sunset looks pretty majestic as the Skyliner goes by. And speaking of Ratatouille, most everything from the Flower and Garden Festival, all the topiaries of the characters have been removed, except over in this area. There is still one promoting Ratatouille. Maybe it's because the ride just opened and they don't want to remove the little topiary. Well, I guess you could assume this is a topiary, but I think this is left over from Food and Wine. Or maybe I'm wrong. Also, it'd be very hard to find your way out of this maze. This is more of a maze than a labyrinth. It'd be very confusing if you got stuck in it. You know, it seems like it's getting busier as the night progresses. I think everyone kind of has the same idea to show up a little later in the evening, but it is a real beehive of activity through here. And I believe I've reached my food quota for the evening. I'm just trying not to overeat and trying to lose a little bit of weight. So I got a few little snacks. I think that'll do it. And this might be a good time to head over to Spaceship Earth while everyone's waiting for the nighttime spectacular on the lagoon. There might not be long wait times. And of course, got to check out some of the merchandise for the Festival 2022. You got t-shirts, you got the little, you got the, not polo shirt, but the collared shirt there. Got the glasses, wine glasses. You got this right here, which is like a cutting board of some sort. Also this long sleeve. And because I am a pass holder, I would be able to purchase this. I'm not really in the market for this particular shirt. But you know, I do have a lot of t-shirts, but this is annual pass holder exclusives. Also a coffee mug. This one as well. There's another 2022 edition. But this one I saw earlier, I really like this one that says "Let's Eat" with Mickey on it, with a little chef's plate. It's got a skewer up here, got the chef's cap on, a little shish kebabs and some special sauces. That's on the back, and on the front is that's on the front. Kind of wish this was on the front. I'm more of a front logo kind of guy than the back of the shirt logo, but that's just me. That pizza tray down there with Minnie on it is awesome. Also some Tervis tumblers down here. A little cheese tray, pass holder cheese tray, and a rather large pin. It's like double the size of a regular pin. And I like during this 50th anniversary celebration, which started in October of '71, but it kind of, you know, stretches and morphs into 22 as well. So it's like a year-and-a-half celebration. I think it goes on until the end of the year. They still have all the 50th anniversary opening day type patches and whatnot. Before the end of the year, I'm going to need to buy a bunch of 50th anniversary merch. For example, look at this retro looking design right here. They're in like a little, is that the fire truck? I can't know if that's a fire truck or if it's just a regular like car. That car is something that Mr. Toad, J. Thaddeus Toad, would be jealous of. Look at Goofy up here, having a good time. Also, these little hats are not my style. I usually wear the enclosed like baseball cap or like a sun visor type of thing that goes over the whole head, not the open head part of sun visor. But this is very tempting, this retro Mickey's cap here, and this says Open 71. Even Spaceship Earth has a purplish figment type hue to it, and it is hard not to love Florida sunsets. Just looking at a Florida sunset makes you think, gosh, that is quite an impressive sunset. Also looking at this amazing transportation device going by, the monorail, PVC fountain illuminated. Kind of adds to the ambiance a little bit at night. Under nightfall. Nailed it. You know, I guess in reality, when I showed Spaceship earlier and I said purple, it's kind of a bluish purple. It was purple over on that side, but bluish on this side. I guess it depends on what angle you look at it. It just kind of morphs into all these different colors. And it is 8:50, 10 minutes left until the park officially closes. Just enough time for me to get on Spaceship Earth, go to a ride-through, and thank the Phoenicians. And see a multitude of other things. You can also thank the Phoenician or thank the Phoenicians, plural, there's more than one, but then also do the entire ride through. They were at some point, you know, before 2020 kind of changed things up a little bit with the circumstances of that, but they were going to do a complete overlay of this and change it completely up. And I hope if they ever do it, that the descent of this, they completely revamp and redo and make it a full attraction. Right now it's kind of like a half or a two-thirds attraction, because the descent is just all screens. So hopefully it's all animatronics. When they finally get around to refurbing and completely redoing Spaceship Earth, that would be amazing. But even though it's only like 3/4, you know, the Ascension is still my favorite attraction at Epcot. I would say #1 above the land. And that's gonna do it for today. My first visit back to Epcot in like 3 months. I was going on a road trip, went to Magic Kingdom yesterday. Epcot today, I like to refer to it as Epcot Center. Pretty majestic view as the monorail went around from one position and now waiting it for it from the other position. The nighttime spectacular on the lagoon, the World Showcase Lagoon, is taking place. See the fireworks up above. And if I wait patiently, see the monorail go back by for the crescendo, the ending. It couldn't be any more perfect than that under the night glow and the illuminated spectacle of the sphere known as Spaceship Earth as the monorail goes by. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is the vlog. is over. All right. One last one. Never gets old. Never gets old. Oh yeah, I went to 2 pen trading stations. They didn't have anything that really tickled my fancy, caught my eye, so didn't get any traded in today. I probably should get a lanyard when I'm doing this, but for now I got this plastic bag.